Howdy, folks. It's the fourth week of March, 2025, and welcome to This Week in the West. I'm Seth Spillman, broadcasting from the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in Oklahoma City. On this podcast, we share stories of the people and events that have shaped the history, art, and culture of the American West, and those still shaping it today. Her parents knew that Sandra was a curious child, interested in reading and learning. But living on their ranch, the Lazy Bee, Sandra spent most of her time riding horses, mending fences, and exploring the sprawling southeastern Arizona property. So they sent her to live with her grandmother in El Paso, where she could attend the Radford School for Girls, since the remote ranch offered limited educational opportunities. From there, she thrived. She then attended Stanford University, graduating from law school in 1952. She built an ambitious career in Arizona's political and legal landscape, ultimately reaching the U.S. Supreme Court. Today we remember Sandra Day O'Connor, a great Westerner and America's first female Supreme Court justice, during the week of her birth, March 26, 1930. O'Connor graduated third in her class in Stanford Law School, but many law firms in the 1950s refused to hire women, making it difficult for her to find a job. She took an unpaid position as a deputy county attorney in California before moving on to other government roles. Eventually, she and her husband moved to Arizona, where she became involved in Republican politics. She served as the state's assistant attorney general, and in 1969, when a vacancy opened in the Arizona State Senate, she won the appointment. Over the next decade, O'Connor rapidly ascended to higher office. Voters re-elected her twice to the state Senate, where she made history as the first woman to serve as a majority leader. Yet her true passion remained the law. In 1975, she left the state Senate to serve as a judge on the Maricopa County Superior Court, and in 1979, she moved up to the Arizona Court of Appeals. Then, in a fateful turn of history, Supreme Court Justice Potter Stewart announced his retirement in 1981 after 23 years on the bench. During his campaign, Ronald Reagan promised to appoint a woman to the Supreme Court. After winning the presidency, he fulfilled that pledge by nominating O'Connor. In his announcement, President Reagan said, "She is truly a person for all seasons, possessing those unique qualities of temperament, fairness, intellectual capacity, and devotion to the public good." The Senate unanimously confirmed O'Connor, and she became a key swing voter in an increasingly divided Supreme Court. She once said, "Being a member of the court is a little like walking through fresh concrete. We look back and see our footprints in those opinions that we've written, and they tend to harden after us." With O'Connor on the court, the justices ruled on many landmark cases, including Bush versus Gore, affirmative action policies, and Native American rights. She said, "The power I exert on the court depends on the power of my arguments, not my gender." O'Connor often reflected on her humble roots and Western upbringing when describing how she became a legal pioneer. She liked to call herself the first cowgirl on the Supreme Court. She wrote, "We don't accomplish anything in the world alone, and whatever happens is the result of the whole tapestry of one's life and all the weavings of individual threads from one to another that create something." When she accepted induction into the Hall of Great Westerners here at the Cowboy in 2001, she shared a similar sentiment. "As a product of an old-time ranch in the Southwest, the Great Westerner Award is one I will treasure. It really belongs not to me, but to all those remarkable people who learn how to survive in an area that is a tough place to live by any standard." Throughout her tenure, O'Connor remained deeply committed to preserving the integrity of the judiciary and promoting civic education. She retired from the court in 2006 to care for her husband, who had Alzheimer's disease. Even in retirement, she continued to advocate for judicial independence and launched initiatives like iCivics, a program designed to teach young people about the Constitution and the role of government. Her legacy reshaped expectations for women in law and the courts. When she took her seat in 1981, women made up 36% of law students. By the time she retired in 2006, that number had risen to 48%. In 2024, it stands at 56%. Today, 4 women serve on the Supreme Court. In October 2018, O'Connor announced her withdrawal from public life after revealing her diagnosis of early-stage dementia. O'Connor died on December 1st, 2023, in Phoenix at age 93. Following her death, Chief Justice John Roberts honored her as an eloquent advocate for civic education and a fiercely independent defender of the rule of law. And with that, we'll bang the gavel on another episode of This Week in the West. Our show is produced by Chase Spivey and written by Mike Kaler. Follow us and rate us on Apple Podcasts, wherever you hear us. That'll help us reach more people. You can follow us on social media and online at nationalcowboymuseum.org. Got a question or a suggestion? Drop us an email at podcast@nationalcowboymuseum.org. We leave you today with the words of Sandra Day O'Connor. "As women achieve power, the barriers will fall. As society sees what women can do, as women see what women can do, there will be more women out there doing things, and we'll all be better for it. Much obliged for listening, and remember, come find your West here at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum.